I make custom mermaid tails. I started making my very own fabric tails when I was only 11. When I was in high school, I started making latex tails, which were more realistic, and then I switched to silicone tails about 8 years ago. This individually scaled pink tail was actually the first full silicone tail I ever made. Every single scale was handmade and put on this tail one at a time. Here that tail is 8 years later, still going strong. Throughout the years, my skills have greatly improved, and I've created a lot of tails that I really love, both tails for myself and tails for clients, like this really cool skeleton tail that I custom painted for my friend. Now, if you don't know much about silicone tails, the pricing can shock you. Full silicone tails do typically cost $3,000 to $5,000. This one sold for closer to $10,000. The absolute cheapest, you're going to find a skin-safe silicone tail with a real monofin. It's around $1,750. Back in like 2012-ish, you could get a basic silicone tail like these, but they were not skin-safe silicone. These were made with caulking from a tube, which isn't skin-safe and doesn't hold up. Then Mertailor started making the skin-safe versions of the basic silicone tails, but discontinued them. Then Merofins was the only option for a basic silicone tail, but it had a questionable homemade monofin inside, which wasn't very safe. I made my very first basic silicone tail in 2018. I truly believed, and still do, that the mermaid community deserves to have an affordable option that is skin-safe and comes with a proper monofin inside. I am proud to be able to offer custom tails to people who otherwise wouldn't be able to afford a silicone tail. These tails have a thick scuba knit fabric on the inside and a skin-safe, industry-standard dragon skin silicone outside that is custom carved and textured. Now, are they perfect? No, but that's because they're the cheaper option. And I've always been very transparent about this. You can upgrade to molded scales and molded flukes and custom paint and blended seams, but they are still a cheaper option, so they're not going to be as perfect or as clean as a full silicone tail that costs thousands of dollars. I've never stopped making full silicone tails or offering them as options, but most people order basic silicone tails. So lately there's been a bit of confusion about the quality of my tails because most of what people see are the basic silicone tails. I really want to clear this up by showing some of the differences between the basic silicone and the full silicone. You can see on the left the full silicone is way more detailed and more perfect around the edges than the basic silicone. I actually wrote a blog about imperfections in tails, but I do want to talk about it. This is my full silicone tail from Merbella Studios. Originally this was about a $5,000 tail, and generally they are considered the highest quality, but if I zoom in, I can make it look lower quality just by zooming in on these small imperfections. There's nothing wrong with this tail. It's just a handmade piece of art, and because it's handmade, there are a couple of flaws, like air bubbles. So be wary of pictures on the internet of people complaining about small imperfections on tails, because you can pick any tail, literally any tail, and if you zoom in close enough on an imperfection, you can make it look bad. Now this one's a basic silicone tail, so it's going to have more imperfections than a full silicone tail. There's nothing wrong with the tail, it's just made a different way than a full silicone tail. It is made out of the same exact material though, so it is the highest quality silicone and it is skin safe. The point I'm trying to make is you get what you pay for. If you want more perfection, you have to pay more. More detail costs extra. You just aren't going to get $3,000 quality for $500. But you shouldn't really expect flawlessness with a handmade item. I put an insane amount of love and care and time into every order, and I want every customer to be super happy with their tail. I want them to love them. So please make sure you read descriptions when you order things, and please be kind to artists and tail makers, because we are really trying to make you happy. And here's a look at a tail I've been working on for myself, but have put on hold so I can make sure that I get customer orders out first. It's going to be blues with a blended waist belly thing that I've never tried before but spent a ton of time piecing together, and it is full silicone. Also be on the lookout on my website for pre-made tails, because sometimes I sell tails that I've made for myself, like this galaxy inspired tail. And if you're looking for something custom, I would absolutely love to work with you to make your dream tail a reality. Thank you to everyone who has continued to support my small business. I love you all.